approached Dr. Alvarez around having the hardscape of the playground made more interactive and visually appealing and more exciting for kids. Your packet has a description of what she's looking to do, as well as some photographs of samples of games that many of our other elementary schools have and have had volunteers paint. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, you have a grant for this?
No, we want to do like school-wide fundraiser for it.
Fundraising, sorry.
Painting, we want to include the families in.
So the school is going to do some fundraising, as you just heard, and have families and the students and faculty be part of creating it. It'll be a community school event. So we're just looking for approval for them to be able to paint these games on the schoolyard.
Any questions? Member Castellanos?
Question? No, sorry, I was just gonna make the motion. I love this idea. It's a great initiative, but if you got questions, I don't.
Let's see, do I have a question?
It's pretty much, it was in the sheets.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
just
for
was
that.
worried about the money, how you're going to get the money for it, that's all. So as long as you feel confident that you can get it, then I have no problem with it. Yep. So if you would like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to move this proposal to the full committee.
Second.
Vote, please.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Can I participate? Can we pay? It's in my
Seen one here.
backyard. All right. Sounds fun. That's awesome.
Yeah, he let us know that he is running late, and so.
Oh,
I'd like to bring the curriculum subcommittee and the committee of the whole to order. Roll call, please.
Member Satterwhite?
Present.
Member Dugan? Absent. Member Gately?
Present?
I'd like to invite Patricia Herbert to present.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for having me here tonight to review the final list of courses that we would like to add to the program of studies for next school year. These additions reflect our district's commitment to fostering a rigorous, diverse, and future-focused curriculum that prepares our students with knowledge and skills they need to thrive in college, careers, and beyond. One of the key highlights of this update are the several advanced placement AP courses. These AP offerings will challenge students academically and provide opportunities to earn college credit and cultivate critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Expanding our AP program ensures equitable access to advanced coursework, opening pathways for all students to achieve their full potential in post-secondary education. We're also excited to expand our early college program, introducing new courses that allow students to earn college credit while still in high school. This initiative strengthens our commitment to preparing students for higher education and workforce readiness, giving them a head start on their future. So you have a list of all of the courses. The hope is they will go forward for the program of studies. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Member Gately?
As I'm looking through your new course recommendations and thinking back over the past 6 months or a year, I have quite a few people from Lynn English that are very concerned about Latin. Is that still being offered in our
It is still part of the program of studies, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because
Yes.
my son loved that class. A lot of people love that class. Okay, that's all my questions.
Thank you.
Member Satterwhite?
Just a couple questions. Thank you for that presentation. I am extremely excited about this program of studies. This is great. Will these program of studies be implemented in each school?
Yes, they will be offered. There is a stipulation, though, depending on, in the front of program studies, depending on staffing and all, if it is going to run, but they will be offered at all schools.
Can students take the EC classes in conjunction with the AP courses?
Yes.
Perfect. And then I know that there are some students who don't like gym as an elective. Just wondering with the improv and exploration or the dance and wellness course as an elective, can they substitute that for gym?
That is a great question, and I will absolutely find out unless.
Yeah, they can.
They can.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can. We can count for physical education, extracurricular sports, dance. We can even include if a student were receiving any kind of physical education type things like dance outside of the school, we can even include that. Yeah. So in this case, dance can be counted towards that requirement.
Perfect. And then just lastly, reflecting on the executive internship course that you guys have, can you provide an overview of kind of what that looks like? I know that the Massachusetts work-based learning is kind of as an umbrella term, like designed to provide structure and depth to work-based learning experiences. And I'm just curious to know if this is going to look kind of like an LVTI co-op program, like work one week, academics the next week, or if it's like partial half days. How is it going to work?
So it works that it takes up two courses, so it's partial day
Okay.
for the student, and it could, depending on the block that they negotiate it with the employer and or the internship provider, which days of the week based on when that period meets.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all. Anyone make a motion? Anyone make a motion? Any questions, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to move the program of studies new course recommendations school year 25-26 to the full committee.
Thank you.
Roll call. Member Satterwhite?
Yes.
Member Dugan, absent. Member Gately?
Yes. A motion to adjourn? Oh, did I say move it to the full committee?
You did.
Okay, I want to make sure. Motion to adjourn?
Sure. Member Satterwhite?
Yes.
Member Dugan, absent. Member Gately?
Yes.
You ready for open mic? Ready for open mic? You ready? All right. All right, we're going to open the open mic portion of the meeting. The open mic session is designed to provide an opportunity for citizens to express their views on matters of concern to the school committee. The sessions are not designed to encourage debate or lengthy exchange of views, but are to have the committee understand numerous points of view. The committee would appreciate speakers keeping their presentation to 3 minutes in order to accommodate as many people as time permits. The chair reserves the right to limit the number of speakers on the same topic to 3. All speakers must be at least 18 years of age or enrolled in high school in the Public Schools District and having discussed their views with a student government representative. The chair reserves the right to rule the speaker out of order if they feel that the speaker's comments are personal in nature, if a speaker's comments are directed at a school committee member or a member of school administration in attendance. That member, through the chair, may address the individual. Anyone here for open mic? Anyone wishing to speak at open mic? Last call for open mic. And we will close the open mic portion of the meeting and enter the first regular meeting of the school committee. Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Present.
Member Dugan, absent. Member Gately?
Present.
He's right here. He's Sorry. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Perfect timing.
Member Dugan?
Present.
Member Gately?
Present.
Member Pena?
Present.
Member Reed?
Present.
Member Satterwhite?
Present.
Mayor Nicholson?
Present. We also have present a new student representative, so I'd like to welcome Valeria Mendez, who is a senior at Lynn English High School. Welcome. I have a bio here I'd like to share. Valeria Mendez is a young woman of exceptional talent, resilience, and determination. Valeria's commitment to her academics is truly commendable, boasting a GPA of 4.58 and a class rank of 1 of 559 students. She has consistently challenged herself academically by enrolling in our most advanced honors and advanced placement level courses. In addition to her excellent academics, she also found time to immerse herself in the school community. Valeria was voted class president both her junior and senior year. She's captain of the LEHS cheerleading team and a part of the Lynn All-City High School Orchestra.
Awesome.
Outside of school, Valeria has given her time to many different organizations. She's a member of La Vida Scholars. She's part of the community group Neighbor to Neighbor Youth Employment. She volunteers at La Indicia Voice, a newspaper created to help bridge the language gap between English and Spanish speakers. She gives back to the youth of our community by volunteering at her church. She teaches a CDC class of about 25 second graders. And out of all the things that Valeria does, her favorite thing is spending the summers working with her dad on a local farm in Topsfield. She helps daily with the farm chores and loves being able to take a break from the fast-paced city life. Valeria is excited about the new adventures that college life will bring, from meeting new people to embracing greater responsibility. Wherever she ends up, there is no doubt that she will do great things. Welcome, Valeria. We're thrilled to have you here. And for those who are able, if you could please join me in rising for a salute to the flag. Remain standing for a moment of silence after. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of Doris Barrasso, retired teacher, passed away November 27th, 2024. Mary Sabelli, retired cafeteria worker, December 7th, 2024. Diana Brown, retired paraprofessional, December 16th, 2024. Patricia L. McManus, retired clerk, December 31st, 2024. Thank you. All right, next item is the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of the policy subcommittee meeting on December 12th, 2024, and the 19th regular meeting on December 12th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, and we are now looking, yep.
Can I make a motion just to move the field trip to the top? Is that possible?
Sure.
I want to make a motion to move the field trip request under new business to the next item on the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. There is a field trip request for classical students to marine biological laboratories to Woods Hole on February 2nd through 8th, 2025. So, recommendation?
The recommendation is to approve the field trip for classical students to marine biological laboratories in Woods Hole on February 2nd through the 8th.
Would you like to?
Any questions? This is the fourth year of this program. Most of the people around this table have heard all about it. This year we have 32 slots for students, 5 slots for educators to go, all paid for other than the bus and some substitutes. And we have all our paperwork almost there, and it's about a month away. So I submit for your approval. If any questions, anybody who is not familiar, there's a lot of information on the handout I gave you.
Any questions? Yep.
Anything new this year? Any more up? Like, I know every year there's always something like
Two
different.
things that I'm happy about, that they have developed, one of the courses is a twist on a course we did in the past, which is encouraging that they're using our experiences in the past to fine tune future experiences for us and other schools that go there. The other one is, since COVID, every year we went there, there's a little aquarium there that was not open for a few years, and this year it will be open. And my background is aquariums in Boston. I worked at the aquarium in Boston, so over the summer I was there, and that aquarium has been renovated. It's about the size of the first floor of this building, but like not as wide. And I'm excited to get the kids in there and to explore the exhibits and talk to those staff as well. That's it. Everything else is going to be awesome as always.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for putting this opportunity together, and to you and your whole team and everybody involved. We've enjoyed hearing about it over the years, and so excited to see it continuing. It's the will of the committee.
Make a motion to approve the classical students to marine biological laboratories in Woods Hole in February.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Hope
you.
to see you next year.
Absolutely. Good luck. All right. Next item would be a request for executive session.
Make a motion to move to executive session.
Second.
And then if you could just read out the,
All three of them? Okay, request for executive session to approve executive session minutes from December 12th, 2024, A. B, request for executive session to discuss contract negotiations with union personnel. The discussion of these matters, which involve strategy in an open meeting, may have a detrimental effect on and compromise the bargaining position of the public body. And C, ratification of votes, if any, taken in executive session.
is there a second? Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Satterwhite?
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes.
Great pen. That's pen, yeah. What's that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is
It is.
The new
That was
IEP.
insane.
Copy of the new IEP.
cold, isn't
That was weird. Ooh.
I'm like,
Horrible.
Did you email Wanda?
so what are the prospects for next year?
Wanda,
Schools.
Yeah, Wanda's the one. She might be able to help, because it's definitely freezing. I forgot to bring my My feet are freezing. I was like, I forgot to bring my space heater. All right, let's talk. Yeah, I'm not, yeah.
All right, is there a motion to enter regular session?
Into a regular session.
Second.
Roll call.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena? Absent?
Sorry, I didn't
Member Reed? Member Satterwhite? Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Yes. There it is. Great. Sorry.
Member Pena?
Yes. Great. There was one vote taken to approve the executive session minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena? Member Reed? Member Satterwhite?
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. All right, next item is appointments and elections.
So this evening, we have two announcements for appointments. One is Renee Philbrook. We're so excited that you are the new interim principal at Pickering Middle School. Congratulations. And we have Nick Charias, who's the interim vice principal at Pickering Middle School.
Okay, he's not there.
Congratulations. Next item is the new IEP update information on TFMR compliance.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I did, while you were in executive session, put a copy of the new IEP template so that you have that along with the presentation. That's available on the DESE website, but not between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock tonight because they're shut down for maintenance.
Good to know.
Okay, so I just want to share the IEP, oops, sorry, project goal from DESE. Sorry. So the goal of the IEP project, which hadn't been updated in over 20 years, was to improve outcomes for all students with disabilities by providing guidance, technical assistance, and tools on equitable processes to school and district professionals, families, and students so that all students with disabilities have meaningful access to the curriculum frameworks and life of the school. So this was the DESE goal, and last year they came out with, they had a number of different professional development opportunities that many of the special education leadership team attended, along with a number of our team chairs. So this has really been a team process, and I have to say that the assistant directors and Jess McLaughlin, the deputy administrator of special ed, our program specialists in our office, and some of a select group of the team chairs have really been instrumental in supporting schools in rolling out this new IEP. So I just want to really call attention to that. So these were the areas of focus for the improved IEP form. So first, family and student voice. So you'll see on the first page of the form, it starts with the student and the team vision. So really putting the student first and starting at age 3, asking them what their vision is and really having them be part of that experience. And so we're doing that in a variety of ways with pictures, with students pointing to things. Some students are able to verbally say what their vision is for themselves as they move forward, whether it's through elementary school, middle school, or high school. And then there are updated forms, documents in the process. So you'll look through, if you look through here, you can see, and I'm going to go over some of the major changes to the form that will help you understand the focus. The other big focus and what we're really working on now in the city is, in the district, is the least restrictive environment and ensuring that students have access to the least restrictive environment. So really taking a look at each student individually. As you know, we have some separate programs in many of our schools, and we're making sure that students are being looked at to determine when they're able to access the general education classroom, whether that is for art, music, for PE, or if they're going in for morning meeting, any opportunities that they can to access the least restrictive environment. And we've seen a number of students that have shifted into more partial inclusion settings due to the focus that we're, between what we're doing in the district and what DESE has recommended. Within the new document is also integrated transition planning. So this used to be a separate document. And so DESE really prioritized the importance of transition planning for students as they were turning 14 by putting it into the document. So now it's really drawing attention to the fact that we need to think about students as they're coming to the aging out of school and what those needs might be. And so embedding it right in the document. And then accessibility of language. So putting information in the IEP forms that is family friendly, that parents can understand. So the goal of DESE is really not to have these long key evaluation sections with information that families may not understand, and instead have family friendly language so they can understand what their students' strengths are and then what the areas of needs are. In addition, accessibility of language through the forms translation. So we last year, as you know, I believe, put through EdPlan, which is our software platform, we are able to translate all IEPs and they go home in students' native language. So that includes their IEP, that includes their progress reports, so families are able to access that. So within Lynn Public Schools, some of our overarching goals, and these are what we shared with teachers last year, were about being collaborative. So we want this to be part of the student to be involved in this, and that happens because of that student vision, the family, and the school. And have it be student-centered, focusing on their strengths, and then what the needs are, and cohesive. That goals, accommodations, modifications are all addressing their individual needs. So implementation is ongoing. So last June, DESE actually put out a memo that they were going to push the requirement for full implementation to Thanksgiving, but almost every district implemented in September because all of the software platforms were ready to go in September. So there wasn't really an option to still use the old form. So we implemented beginning in September, and IEPs will be updated throughout this school year so that all students will have transitioned to the new IEP by June of 2025. So some families won't even have seen this new document yet if their student's annual meeting was in May or June last year, anytime after this time. We were able to provide professional development opportunities for staff through the new IEP grant, which is the DESE entitlement grant, and that provided PD to continue the support for the new IEP, and we are waiting anxiously for the new round of funding to come out for that, which DESE has said should be any day now. So I outlined here some of the LPS professional development and support. And so this is really where the team came together. We had all of the assistant directors participate in each of these professional development pieces, and team chairs. Really, we had a few team chairs that led some of our spring sessions. We brought in consultants to help fine tune some of our goals, our goal writing, and support that. So last spring, we held 3 sessions for all special education teachers, a full day session, 2 half-day virtual sessions. We had an April Parent Advisory Council meeting by the Federation on the new IEP. We did that in English and Spanish. The team chairs and related service provider, related service department leads had PD with one of the consultants, so they were able to bring that back to the teachers in their building. And then in the summer, we had multiple full-day PDs. We had full-day PD with EdPlan, and then access to the webinars for all of the lead special education teachers across the district in the team chairs. We also had a full-day PD for new special education teachers. One of my hiring points this summer was, don't worry, no one knows this document yet, so you're going to learn with all of us. We had a 3-day school-based administrator PD this summer to help support their transition and understanding of the new IEP. And then we really went this fall and had, a lot of the professional development was offered this fall through after-school sessions, school-specific drop-in sessions with their associated assistant director. We had office hours during monthly early release days and the November PD days. We had morning PD sessions through November. They had access to a new IEP implementation manual, and then PD for clinical supervisors and clinicians. So this slide outlines some of the major changes, and so this is what I was speaking to earlier. There is no longer a section called key evaluations, and the present level section is now by each different area is described. So you'll see on page 3, there is the present levels of academic achievement and functional performance for academics. So these sections allow us to really break down what the students' needs are across academics, behavior, social, emotional, communication, and then additional areas. So those additional areas might be physical therapy, occupational therapy, and so it's really making the document more family friendly. The previous document had key evaluations, and it would be very wordy and difficult to understand. So the information that is put into the IEP comes from a variety of sources, including the evaluations, teacher observations, some of the data that we have in Open Architect, which is the new data tool that we're able to use, parent and student input. And then really focusing on that strengths-based approach in trying to make sure that we're thinking about what the student can do and how we can utilize those strengths to improve some of the areas of need. So the next few slides are just some pictures. This is an example of couple examples of strength mapping. These are from the elementary level, and so it's nice. Families go into an IEP meeting, whether it's virtually or in person, and they receive this. They get to take this home, and students, leave feeling, good about, the different things that all of the members of their team said about them. So this is one way that some of the teams are doing the strength mapping piece.
So cute.
And then these are just a couple pictures of some of our school-based planning and PD. Then the final slide I have is on our compliance data. And this is as of January 3rd. The numbers are similar to where we were last spring in terms of compliance, and this is continues to be an area that we, are always working on. IEPs come up, regularly, and so we are continually working with teams. We, of course, have new staff coming in, and so, making sure that there's clear communication about what the needs are around compliance. Do you have any questions?
Member Satterwhite.
Thank you for your presentation. I'm happy to see the compliant at 92%. Just a couple of questions that I didn't see inside the slides. So regarding full inclusion, I know that approximately 59.5% of Lynn Public School students with an IEP spends 80% or more of the day in general education classrooms compared to the state average of 67.2%. And the state target is 65.49. So I'm just wondering, what are we doing to recruit and equip educators to increase to the DESE target, aside from professional development?
So I think professional development is a significant piece of it. We just last month held an inclusion professional development for all principals and school-based administrators and department heads. So we are very excited about some of the ideas we have to increase to that full inclusion. We have, there are multiple avenues that we feel that we could move toward to increase that number, and I can see us being very successful with that. So some of the areas of professional development that we know we need to offer are UDL and co-teaching. We want to find the teachers within Lynn that are successful at co-teaching and really promote that, because we want our teachers to know that these are other people in our district that are doing this work, and that it's also what they can do. Same with UDL. Like, who are the people that we can lean into to lead this professional development? It's much more meaningful for staff when they're hearing it from someone in our district who's doing the work. And so we have, started working. The assistant directors are discussing with principals ways that we can increase that inclusion rate, and we have some great thoughts for next year.
Awesome. I like that response. What are we doing to improve positive social emotional skills and use appropriate behaviors to bring us up to at least the state average?
So we have, we have 4 elementary schools that are part of the Social Emotional Behavior Academy through DESE. So that's a free program that we applied for, and it is a 3-year program. So those schools are participating in professional development, and those professional development opportunities aren't limited to just those 4 schools, because we have schools enrolled in it. Other schools are able to participate in the webinars and things like that. So it's really, I think, trying to look at, one of the tenets of PBIS is that if students don't know what the response is or what they should be doing, and so we have to teach that sometimes. We have to talk about that. So I think that, we have some schools that are already PBIS schools, and this is more at the elementary level. We're building those skills up, and I do think that we'll see some improvement with that.
Great. Just a couple more that I have. Have you worked with Lynn Public School to review and revise the disciplinary policies to ensure that they're equitable and supportive for students with disabilities?
We have regular conversations around what the discipline for students with disabilities, and our attorney has presented to the school psychologists around the manifestation of their disability and how that represents, and then that information has been shared with school administrators.
Perfect. And then just lastly, the percentage of preschoolers functioning within age expectations by the time that they exited preschool was below the state targets in all measured areas. This is the stage where a student, to me, can learn to love or hate education. What are we doing to improve this? LPS should focus on enhancing early intervention strategies to improve developmental progress in young children with disabilities.
Couldn't agree with you more. So we are very excited about the Early Childhood Center down at Bennett Street and the ability to bring some of those classrooms together. Jackie Gallo is very passionate about inclusion. We've seen presentations. We've reached out to other districts who are doing some great work in terms of making sure that students have access to the least restrictive environment. And that's something that has always been difficult for us because we've had scattered preschool programs. And so by having them in one location, we're able to really move students between programs when it's appropriate, even if it's for part of the day. So a student comes in at 3 years old and maybe they do need a separate program to start, but maybe within 2 months, they're ready for something less restrictive. We have the option now to do that work. And so I think we're going to see a big change with our preschool, the skills that are coming out of preschool with that location and the belief in the full inclusion.
Thank you. Excellent job.
Okay.
Thank you for the presentation. It's really excited to see the, especially the percentage of the members of being compliant. I had a quick question. How much was the grant for the
274 grant.
Yeah.
I want to say it was like 108,000, and we don't have the new number
I
yet.
always like to hear numbers.
Yeah.
Look,
Yep.
that's exciting. And we got some news with circuit breaker, which is reimbursement, which is always exciting. And I just really want to touch on how important to me is, especially when you were targeting, finding areas that need improvement and targeting, especially like student family, communication and engagement with the IEP. Because I remember my experience as a parent. I had 2 kids I had 2 children with IEPs, and we would go to these meetings, and I would just be lost. I didn't understand what was going on. We had meeting after meeting, and we'd be right at the same place. And it's really exciting to see more friendly, language for families, and that chart that you had up with the child, like that is so awesome for child self-esteem. Also for the family engagement, how can we help you get over that hump? Let's try to help each other. That's really awesome. Great work. I really
The
like
other
that.
piece that we implemented this year across all of the schools was sending reports home in advance to families. So if families are going to come and be ready to be part of a conversation, they need to have the data when they are coming into that. So I had done that at Shoemaker probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And so we implemented that across the district to
That's very key to
send those
have.
reports home so that families have access to them.
Yeah, very key to have family engagements in the process, and knowing what's going on. That's it. Thank you. Great work.
Member Gately, then Member Dugan, then Member Castellanos.
Wow. I am so happy that we met one of those times at Old Time, and I asked you, please go for special ed. We need you in special ed. Because what I'm hearing right here, right, is we have the IEPs online, and I can't tell you how many people I've heard from in the district over the past years that there was no IEP program. Everybody was way behind, sometimes 3 years behind on their IEPs at Lynn English. So it was like, to see this, I knew you would be the one to pull this off. So I know that Dr. Alvarez has worked with you to train you in figuring out this program, because I know when she first came in, she mentioned the electronic IEP. Second, I am so thrilled that you got circuit breaker money. Now, circuit breaker money to us is like a godsend. And did you get trained to be able to, I recall last January, February, you got trained or something?
Yeah, we had a circuit breaker audit, and we had a consultant come in who was able to provide some support, and she's continued that support through this year, which we've been grateful
Yeah,
for.
and Dr. Alvarez has been pushing for that?
Yeah, and of course, and working with our specialized programs in district to make sure that our IEPs are written in a way that we can maximize that funding.
And could you tell me the good news? So as I look at this, it said fiscal year, we received 6,570,25. We received 6,573,777. And then fiscal year 24, we received 5,277,022 for an increase of 24-25 of 1,296,755. And if we had been filling out those forms the right way all this time, we would be having a lot more money for our district. And I thank you for that, and I thank you for this presentation.
It is a team effort, so please.
Yep, I know. And I thank you for this, because now I can look at it and help people when they call me. Thank you, Chris.
Please reach out if anyone needs anything.
Thank you, Dr. Clover.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Member Dugan.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Colella. I know that just from seeing it on a day-to-day basis, the new IEPs can be overwhelming, so I understand the work that went into this, so I do appreciate it. Just a quick question. On the last page of the slide, it said rejected, we're at 0%, but then there's a little asterisk.
So that asterisk means that that number is less than 1%, but a little bit greater than 0. So.
All right. I was going to say 0%, yeah, but all right.
Yeah, so that's why the asterisk's there.
right,
Thank you. Thank you for asking about that. I want to be transparent.
Member Castellanos.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I want to echo all the great accolades that you just received from my colleagues. I share that as well. I have a question around just pre-screen, right? When we have a 504, or even get into an IEP, what does that operation look like right now? How are we just before, an individual education plan, how we get to that point, right? There's a lot that gets to that document, right? That moment. Could we, could you just discuss what we're doing to enhance our a learning disability, for example? I feel like we're doing a way better job at screening right now.
So we have very strong student study teams at each school, and they're comprised of a variety of members who each contribute to the team, and we really try to put interventions in place and determine what those interventions are and if they're working before we even move to thinking about a referral, because we have students who have various needs, and sometimes it's just a 6 or 8 week intervention, and that actually makes a significant difference for them. So really looking at that, and we are lucky to have a number of different pieces of data that we can look at that really help us to give some insight. And again, those school teams are digging into individual students to determine what the next steps should be.
I just want to add on to that. Our compliance office oversees the student study team coordinators and the 504 coordinators. Charlie Gallo, when he first came on, one of the first projects he and I worked on, he predominantly, was to unify and calibrate everyone's practices on how student study team was supposed to run, what forms they used, what the process was, as well as for 504s. Parents are also similar to the new IEP process. Parents are part of both of those processes as a partner. And it is a pre-screening, pre-intervention so that we prevent referrals that are not necessary.
Okay.
And it's been very successful. And I think between those two coordinators and systems and the special education department, I think we've gotten a really good handle on making sure students are getting what they need.
That's the cue.
Thank you so much for the presentation and for the entire team's work on this.
I was going to say thank you. Very lucky to have a great team.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item is a motion to reconsider ratification of votes taken in open session regarding negotiations with non-union personnel. Dr. Alvarez, this was a motion originally made by Member Castellanos, and now it needs a second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Yep.
So, I know this has been a long time since this happened. This was back in the second week in December. So essentially what happened last meeting when we came out of executive session, it was really late, and we just made basically a procedural blunder. And we voted, I think me, Member Dugan, Member Castellanos voted the way we did not intend to vote. I don't know how much I can say out here, but yeah, so we didn't vote the way we intended to vote, essentially. So all this is, we just want a chance to fix that error, essentially. So this vote would just be to fix that error, and then the second vote would be to reaffirm our votes or change our votes, depending on how it goes. So, sorry to rehash this, and we'll back that again.
Any further discussion, Member Dugan?
Yeah, just procedural clarification. This first vote we're going to take will determine whether or not we're going to take the second vote on and be able to change. Okay, thank you. So, I'm sorry. So if we do want to reconsider, we vote yes. If we don't, we vote no right now. And then let's, okay, thank you.
And this is without debate, discussion?
No, the discussion is allowed.
Okay, so I guess the procedural matter that Member Reed brought up is something that I also want to say that when we initially went in to, well, the end of the night, there was that error on our part. Just really would like to set the, just be clear for the record, for the public, just make sure that that's what we're asking for, the reconsideration. So that's my colleagues, we just want to be able to make sure that we have that, and there's really nothing to it.
Okay. Any other discussion? Just, I want to say, for transparency, what I'm planning to do, not because people should vote how they want to vote, but I believe that we made the right decision. I intend to vote yes if the motion to reconsider passes, and agree with the decision that we made in a spirit of collegiality, not because I think that we need to reconsider the substance of the motion, but in a spirit of collegiality, I plan to vote yes on the motion to reconsider, because my colleagues have expressed, and I believe that they made an honest mistake about the process, and want to afford them the opportunity to correct that. That is my plan. Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed? Yes. Member Sadoway?
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Now, the original motion goes back on the table. We don't need a motion or a second. It's back on the table. And we can have discussion. If there's no discussion, we can just take the vote.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have mentioned that, because you've been great. This is not, like you said, this is not debating substance. In my mind, this is clearly just change procedurally, so I appreciate you.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
No.
Member Dugan?
No.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
No.
No? Oh, I'm sorry. Member Sadoway?
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Motion carries. Next item is any ratification of any votes taken in the Buildings and Grounds Subcommittee.
Yes, we made a motion, let me find it. Motion to move forward to the full committee, painting playground activities on the tar at Connery School. And we voted.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Sadoway?
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Any votes taken in the Curriculum Subcommittee meeting?
Yes.
And what was the,
Motion.
A motion to recommend the new course recommendations for the school year 25 to 26.
great, is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Member Castellanos?
Yes.
Member Dugan?
Yes.
Member Gately?
Yes.
Member Pena?
Yes.
Member Reed?
Yes.
Member Sadoway?
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. Final item is communications.
And the final item is just a reminder for all of the new schedule. All school committee meetings are held on the second and last Thursday of the month. These were sent out as a calendar invite yesterday, just as a reminder. They'll also be posted on our website under the school committee page, and there are only 3 dates that will have to be canceled and voted on by the members to suppress those dates. That one will be the second meeting in April, the second meeting in November, and the second meeting in December.
Yeah, and we historically have rescheduled the first meeting in March because of events that has to do with the public school scholarships.
So that would be the 13th?
Historically, we have done that.
Historically.
Historically, yes.
Just
Historic.
It's when everybody wears green.
Okay.
Seeing no further business,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Adjourned. Oh, yeah.
Tonight, not much, man. I'm just busy.
No, we're good. All right. Yeah. I was like, oh, no, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I found this,
I know.
like this powder.
Yeah,
Gonna hide the balls powder.
I use thickener shampoo. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what's it called?
My wife gets it.
This one that like does it, like blends it in.
Oh yeah, no, I'm no, that doesn't bother me. Mine's just.